Okay, let's see. The ham bone, Dan and Don. What have been your biggest struggles you've overcome outside the octagon?
Well, it's sitting around there with Mr. Fry and listening to him ask me questions. That's probably been one of my biggest struggles.
It's a painful one, isn't it?
No, I mean, honestly, I don't think I've had really too many struggles. I mean, how about you there, Mr. Fry?
I've had a good life, Dan. I've had a good life. You know.
They're two different worlds. I mean, that's competition world is one where, I think a lot of people don't realize you have to make, hay while the sun is shining, and hopefully salt away some of the, your winnings and stuff like that, because I think a lot of professional athletes think that their career is going to last forever. I mean, let's look at what was recently the most highlighted match right there. You just recently the Ultimate Fighting Championship, you had Conor McGregor and Poirier.
Yeah.
Going for their third confrontation. They both had won a match, and now match number 3 was going to be the tiebreaker there, and I think what surprised everybody is the fact that Conor McGregor, in the sense of whether he was throwing leg kicks or Poirier was checking some leg kicks, combination of both. I mean, Conor McGregor ended up with a broken leg.
Yeah.
And that looked pretty ugly in the aspect of when he was trying to step back and step onto it, and it just kind of like flopped over and ouch. I mean, it just looked very, very painful.
Yeah, he didn't go dancing that night, did he?
Nope. But I mean, that's where nobody plans on that kind of stuff, and yet that type of a leg breakage has happened at least on 3 different occasions. Chris Weidman, I think, was just previous to that one, and then previous to that one was the Brazilian
Silva. Anderson Silva.
Yeah, that is Silva. So I mean, those are 3, type of leg/ankle breakages that have taken place that were quite. They're very public. All at the same companies in the UFC, and all look rather painful in the process.
Yep, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't have won it. That's for damn sure.
Nope. As I saw there, I thought it just kind of just makes you cringe when you see that. It's kind of go, oof. It's always better when it happens to somebody else that you think your blessings that it wasn't you in the process.
Yeah, but like Brian Johnson said, I was talking with him a few months back, and he was like, hell, all these guys that, went off to war and they lost a limb or 2 limbs or whatever, 3, 4, he says, fuck, I'd take that any day, and I'd trade them for losing my back and not being able to walk, and stand up straight. And I was like, yep, you're damn right. I'll take a fake leg, shit. You can break my leg anytime you want. If the damn back is just been a.
Well, yeah, that's why I think a lot of young people, they don't understand that until you go through your athletic career. Even at the time when you're doing it, you don't think it's ever going to happen to you. Now, would you not say that? You don't think it's going to happen to you in your career, but it's usually something that the accumulation, or was it like one incident or a couple of different things that happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just an injury that you have.
You don't even know you have.
They'll come back and haunt you a little later in life.
Right. Those injuries you don't even know you have. And you walk around on it, for, a few months or years or what have you, and then all of a sudden just crumbles, and
yep.
You're outside looking in. All right. Let's see. I don't understand this. Sub, if you are against Antifa and BLM. Hello, guys. Admire you both. My question would be, when you see guys giving up their backs in MMA, a lot of time, are they just looking to get out of the fight? I've seen many fights, a few with some of the top stars, where it just seemed fighters wanted out and did everything but grabbed their opponent's legs to help them get their hooks in. I know this isn't always the case, of course, but how often do you guys think that occurs? Oh, yeah, I agree with you. I think sometimes they put themselves in a position to get the hell out of there. They've had enough, and they don't want to tap, but they don't want to stay and fight either. One guy's scared, okay. The other guy's happy about it.
Well, okay. Here's a question that I'll put kind of to you. Actually, I'd like to actually ask our question asker is that how many athletes practice the aspect of giving up the back in the first place? I mean, that they already have the opponent on their back, and that's your starting position. I mean, that's where I don't know how many athletes do that. I mean, I just do that when I was doing my training, that I would try to put myself in all the worst situations possible,
right.
And that's literally where I started from,
right.
And then you had to work from there. I mean, I think you start off in the actual crab ride position is a must, just so that you learn quickly, so you don't panic in an actual match because you've been there hundreds of times before. So look at it that way. What's your thoughts on this, Prime?
Yeah, you've got to put yourself in bad situations, and try and fight your way out or think your way out. I mean, the biggest mistake you say is, "Oh, that'll never happen to me." My ass.
Correct.
My ass. It'll happen to you. It'll happen to anybody and everybody.
Yep. But think of this, right? When it came to grappling, I would. I'd say grappling was stipulated striking, because that's certainly with the athletes when they do the various camps, if they're doing all MMA, and you can't do just solid MMA, you got to do it in a modified way, so you're not taking any damage in practices, and both for yourself, but then also for your training partners. So training and knowing that it's going to touch and to verbalize. If you say a hammer strike or you're cupping your hand, I'm going, okay, cup your hand and I'm popping your ears out right now. I'm going to so I would do things where I verbalize it with mechanically goes through the motion, so that the more senses that you can incorporate, the more that you'll do it in the actual match situation. Everyone needs workout partners, and no one wants to be a punching dummy for you. And I think there's a lot of coaches or athletes that don't know how to put together a proper training camp because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, back when you and I were training for the first Ultimate, I mean, you had all these guys show up, puff out their chest, and, I want to come, I want to learn, I want to be your Dan Severn's training partner, and they'd be there for one day, and you'd never see them again.
Exactly. And even then, if you don't know who they are, I mean, they might be trying to show off and try to do more than what they should be, and that's kind of like you got to protect yourself, because you only have so much time before you're supposed to be stepping into that cage for your upcoming match, and you can't risk getting injured before then.
Right. You don't have the time. Have the time to heal.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different factors that you have to take into consideration there. I mean, practicing all types of bad positions I think is definitely a must. But then having good workout partners that understand, how to play nice in the process. And I've had some guys that, you got them in a good hold, and it's kind of going, and yet they're not tapping out.
Yeah.
I mean, checkmate has been taking place, and it's kind of like, yet they're not going to tap out, and that's where you even have to just let it go to realize it's practice. There's no money, there's no awards for practice, and sometimes you just got to let it go, just so that you still need workout partners.
Yeah. I mean, some people are just too stupid, and then, at the end of the day, you tell them don't come back.
Yep, exactly.
Sorry, you're too dumb to be here. All right, let's see here what we have here. Unnatural 09. If Dan and Don ever teamed up during their wrestling days, what would be their tag team name? I don't know, double D's in your face?
Well, I kind of like the thing that we've been coming up here with these podcast days and stuff like that. I think it would have been kind of comical. I think it would have been rather catchy, all that at the same time, and there would have been endless ways that it could have gone.
Yeah.
I'll just say that there was it's just something that was missed that that we're now doing. We might have missed it in our actual professional wrestling days, but we're simply going to make up for it in our podcast. How's that?
It sounds good to me there, Mr. Severn. Sounds good to me. All right, we have HM3. Great podcast. I'd like to ask in their opinion, how has the heavyweight division changed from their era to Fedor, Crow Cup era to today's era? Is there a noticeable change in skill, or would a prime Frye Severn be top 5 today? Of course you'd be top 5, you dumbass. What kind of question is that? Jeez. I'd be number 1 and Dan would be number 2. Criminy.
There you go.
What a stupid-ass question.
Most people would confuse as to who was number 1 and number 2 because they can't distinguish the mustaches. Come on now.
Yeah, and that silly thing called a vowel in between those two consonants really disrupt everybody. So the Dan, the Don, they can't quite understand which one's which.
No, when you think about that, we were in the beginning of the sport, the no holds barred, and we saw matches from no holds barred to mixed martial arts. And as each new rule was applied, the athletes have to now evolve with it. Back in the no holds barred, it had 2 basic rules to it: no biting, no eye gouging.
And those are more guidelines. Those are more guidelines as rules. Nobody really did that.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
They did it. They didn't pay attention.
But when you look at today's product of mixed martial arts, I think it has either 47 or 49 rules. So the athlete has had to evolve with that. Before there was no standing an athlete back up. I mean, you simply, if someone took you down, you were there until they either finished you off or you escaped somehow. There was no, okay, it's kind of boring now. We're going to stand you fellas back up. No, I mean, you just had to fight your way out of it. So it just has changed, and the athletes have had to change along with it. If there was another significant rule change, even now, the athletes would have to change once again, and it will change how athletes train and prepare.
All right. Okay, next question. Zolt Fodor. Question to Dan and Don. How you manage the toll that fighting taken on your bodies? Do you get help from the industry, particularly from UFC, in the form of treatments and getting off painkillers? Or, well, nope, we don't. We don't get help from them at all. We don't get a penny for it. Every time they show our fights, don't get anything. Don't even get a thank you. Don't get a Christmas card. Don't get a birthday card. Nothing.
Well, yeah, the sport has evolved, and in the beginning, in order just to be a participant, you almost had to sign your life away, and literally, you did sign your life away because, as I have said before, first time I ever stepped inside the octagon cage, I had to sign a contract that stated, even in small print at the bottom, in the event of accidental death, they're not liable. And again, there's always the 2 things you weren't supposed do was bite and or eye gouge. But and I think there's a lot of other ways you can take someone's life without ever violating those two rules. No weight classes, no time periods, and they wanted people to be knocked out or tap it out in order to have victory. So it was just a different format. Take it away there, Mr. Frye. I'll think of a few more things. I'll think of a few more things to add to it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I nodded off there. Jeez, I'm sorry.
Oh.
But,
I was just practicing my political campaign again.
You were doing a great job, sir. I'll vote for you. I'll vote for you. All righty, let's see. Scott James. Hello, partner. When is the next Q&A session? Right now, you dumbass. Pay attention. Jeez, some people are dumber than shit. Some of us turds have questions. Well, you got that right. Yeah, some of us turds have questions posted several videos ago and are eagerly awaiting Dawn to unleash. Well, your dream has come true, you dumbass. You pay attention and listen up, and you might get an answer that you can understand. I'll speak real slow and in small letters or small words. By the way, Don and Dan, what are your opinions of the critical race theory topic being pushed in the schools these days? I think it's utter bullshit and nonsense. I think they should bend over and take it and shove it up their ass. How's that sound?
Yeah, I mean, just point blank. I mean, it just our educational system has much to be desired, right? With it, they got their own little propaganda issues, and it's sad that what's happening inside the United States are everything from our education to lack of leadership in our country.
Yeah,
point blank.
God damn, you're right there. Well, the thing is,
not doing the right thing for America and Americans.
They're letting kids graduate without knowing how to read or write or do arithmetic. It's just social promotion. Just push them along. That's a crime. That's a fucking crime. Any of the teachers.
I even used to always look at what they're teaching just math-wise. I kept thinking, they're teaching algebra and trigonometry, and I'm thinking, have I ever used algebra and trigonometry in my career? No. I go, why don't they teach you math as it applies to, at some point in time, you're going to buy a house or a car. Interest rates are this,
so balance the checkbook, right?
Yes, exactly. Well, but God, how many young people even know what a checkbook is? All they have is a debit card,
right.
A credit card, a debit card. They don't handle cash. And when you look at most cashiers, when you give them some additional change, you confuse them. They don't even know how to count change back to you.
Yeah. That's always good for an extra 5-minute laugh.
Yep. Oh, yeah. At the time, I'm like going, I have to tell them exactly what to do with it. They look puzzled, and they've got to sometimes bring a manager over, and I'm like going, okay. So when you get them both confused, that even says even less about our educational system.
Right, absolutely. But the government's pushing that so that we get rid of money, and everything is taken care of on a plastic card, so they know where every fucking penny is, like it belongs to them, like they fucking earned it. Fuck you, I earned it. It's my money. I pay taxes, and I pay a lot more than what you deserve. That's for damn sure. I mean, you look at the infrastructure. I mean, show me one decent damn road anymore. And then they said 98% of the bridges are about to fail. Criminy. What the hell happened to the money? That's what I want to know. What happened to the money? Fucking thieves.
Well, I could tell you there, Mr. Frye, as I'm traveling across the United States, if I was going to own a company, I would want to own the Orange Barrel Company because there's road construction everywhere, and they have all these orange barrels all over the place. The sad part is no one's working, but there's barrels everywhere.
Right.
So I want to own the company that makes the orange barrels.
Because they can't afford to pay the people. You know, I mean, the payroll's so high, you know, that once they pay everybody, they can't afford to buy the product that's necessary to make the repairs, you know, so.
Oh, as I was driving here tonight, you know, over the radio, it talks about how they have, how the Biden administration now is giving away money as some type of like a lotto type of a ticket where you know, people can participate and they get up to $50,000. It destroys if you go in to get your you know inoculation there for against coronavirus. I'm thinking who slips the bill for the $50,000 a pop? Is it daily?
Right.
Okay, it's 4 times a week or something like that.
Oh, that's crazy.
That they're doing this. I'm thinking, who slips the bill on this one?
Well, you and I.
Well, again, yeah, taxpayers.
Right.
Those that actually go to work, those that actually leave their basements, who aren't gaming, who aren't doing this, who aren't doing that, who actually go to work, show up, and aren't just simply just given a stipend to stay home.
Yeah, stay off the streets. Jeez. All right,
it's sad, but continue on there, Mr. Frye. Let's hopefully we have something a little bit more cheerful to talk about.
All right. Stuart Sutton, you two make me laugh out loud every time I watch you. Ha, ha, ha. Good job, Stuart. My question would be to you both. You are both extremely hard men and legends in MMA, but do you think you would have been a successful serial killer? What the fuck makes you think we're not, Stuart? Successful means you didn't get caught.
I don't see the crossover myself. But you know, wow, that's I think a little bit of a bizarre type of a question there. I've been surprised. I don't even know how to field that one.
Where do you live, Stuart? Where do you live?
What's that?
I want to know where Stuart lives. We might come and visit him one evening.
You know, I might go pay him a visit.
Yes, and say hello, Stuart.
I'll show up with my violin case.
Yes. All right, Melissa Coates. Wasn't there a bodybuilder, hot looking blonde bodybuilder named Melissa Coates? She was smoking bad. Man, she was smoking. All right, Melissa. Ever had a fan that wanted to take a punch from you? Yeah, a couple idiots would. But I didn't let them because they wouldn't have been able to. Also, what were some of your dream fights involving you that you wanted to have but didn't get the chance? Mine was wanting Frye versus Marco Hulas. I think I heard that was going to be the fight in UFC 9 instead of Bitesh, but something happened. I just thought you two were the most complete fighters at the time and would have been a great fight. What do you mean at the time, sweetheart? We still are. You know? Marco Hulas and I changed the game, sweetheart. You know, everybody is now doing what we brought to the game 20-some years ago. And
well, like I think I said before that, I'll say it again there. Don, I was more of that one-trick pony where you came across a much more complete because you had the wrestling, the judo with the stand-up boxing to go along with it. I mean, I was just a world-class wrestler, but I say it like that, but the same token, with just those skills, wrestling is a very great asset to have for absolutely. Body positioning, body control, and the principles of leverage.
Well, ask Anthony Macias.
Yeah, wow, that was just called a belly to back suplex.
Yeah,
that was that was only one aspect of it right there. I've had other matches where, I mean, I've implemented cradles, and I've implemented, I've actually thrown the legs in and put out a guillotine, and they got people to tap out, and they never knew what role I was doing, but all these amateur wrestling techniques uses the principles of levers and leverage, but another word for it, leverage equals pain. An opponent isn't going to isn't going to just lay down on the back and get pinned. You have to impose your will upon that individual, and they're going to be fighting you in the process. So that's point blank. Wrestling is it's a blue collar sport. It's a great character trait builder. Yep. It prepares you, I think, for life.